Hey everybody, welcome to week 7. It looks like you have a bit of a break. Yay. Now, what I would suggest to you during week 7 is obviously week 8 you have a paper coming up. It has been shown that people are less stressed and they save more time if they plan ahead. So I would take the opportunity this week 7 to get your paper pretty much finished so you have more time afterwards. It has been shown that, listen, let's say I have 2 weeks of vacation, but I have a project due. I could either take the first week off and do my project in the second week, or immediately get my project done and enjoy the rest of my vacation. It's been shown that people, when they wait to do their project, the first week of their vacation is more stressful because they're thinking about, I got to get this done, I got to get this done, I got to get this done, versus I got it done, I can relax. I'm sure you guys have had that experience all the time. My homework is done, I can relax. I've exercised, it's done, I can relax. Took care of the kids' homework, it's done, I can relax. Up to you, but that's my suggestion. Now, the only other thing I'm going to say in this video is a number of you have talked about sleep, and there is evidence to show, especially when it comes to critical thinking and science, on how to improve sleep. I don't expect any papers on this. I don't expect you to write any discussion posts about this. But even if you don't have problems with sleep, you're going to run into a lot of patients who do. You're going to be working in hospitals. Most Americans, according to the studies, have problems sleeping now, especially these days with all the stress that we have. So this is just a few minutes, but here's some science and some critical thinking that will help your sleep or somebody that you know sleep a little bit better. So the first thing that they talk about in the science is stimulus control therapy. Is try to go to bed when you're sleepy. Sometimes we have to stay up and study. I understand that, but a lot of times we're sleepy and we still stay up and talk, or we go on the computer or watching. I just got to watch one more episode of this. I'm binge watching. Go to sleep. Now, if you are sleepy and you're rolling around for 15 or 20 minutes and you can't sleep, again, a lot of people get up and they watch TV, or they stay in bed for hours. Both of those things are wrong. Dr. Thompson, a brilliant psychologist, one of my mentors, he had a woman who couldn't sleep well. So she was rolling around in her bed. She got up and she'd watch TV. He said, next time, try to get to bed, on time, and give yourself 15 or 20 minutes. If you're still up after 20 minutes, even though you're sleepy, do get up out of bed. That's a good thing. Get up out of bed, but clean. Do not read, do not study, do not watch TV, do not get on your cell phone, do not get on the computer. Clean. She said, my house is clean. He says, no, I'm talking about getting on your hands and knees with a toothbrush and really going into those corners. Do the kitchen, spend an hour on that, then go to the bathroom, then go to the garage. Very quiet, cleaning work. Very mundane, very boring. What does that do? It's amazing how it tricks your brain. When you do boring, mundane work, your brain gets bored. You feel boredom, right? Those are chemical changes in your brain. Boredom happens for a reason. By the third night, she was sleeping like a baby because her subconscious brain said, I can either do something that's very boring or I can go to sleep. It also calms your brain. Sweeping, dusting, cleaning, it calms you down. TV, computer, cell phone, it hypes us up, especially because there's light. Okay? Try to maintain a working schedule. I understand that sometimes you cannot go to bed on time. You got to study. As much as possible, go to bed at the same time, wake up at the same time. Don't nap at different times of the day. If you have to nap, nap at the same time. But as much as possible, go to bed at the same time, wake up at the same time, and if you have to nap, nap at the exact same time every day. It helps your quality of your sleep much better. That's why the military does it. Okay. Sleep hygiene. What's that? Number one, do you have a dark room? Hugely important. If there's light coming through these weak curtains or shades, buy those things that you can get from HomeDepot.com or Amazon.com to block out the light in your bedroom. I don't like it dark. Darkness equals sleep. Vacuum your mattress. What are you talking about, Todd? We shed like a snake. If you look at your mattress with an infrared, you might be shocked. The dead skin, the dust, the dander. Vacuum one side and then vacuum the other side of the mattress. Yes, vacuum your mattress and vacuum your room and dust it. Get your room as clean as possible. Even if you don't have allergies, it interferes with our breathing. But I sleep on the sheets. It didn't go to my mattress. Yes, it does. That stuff gets through the sheets into your mattress. Clean your room, vacuum your mattress. No computers, cell phones, or TV. I'm going to keep saying that. Avoid heavy, rich foods right before you go to bed. And we're going to talk about exercise in a second, but try to get some natural light during the day. When our brain doesn't get natural light, it actually confuses our brain. We're animals. We're meant to get some natural light during the day. So take a walk during the day or exercise if you can, even if it's just for a few minutes. Okay? Relapse prevention. Again, don't compensate for sleep loss. Oh, I got less sleep, blah, 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 blah. Sleep your 8 hours, sleep your 8.5 hours. Some people need 10 hours of sleep, but no more. Some of us see. Now, I had a friend, I don't need that much sleep. I sleep 4 or 5 hours a night. We have found in the studies that's not true. He's convinced himself that that's true, but it's not. He would sleep 4 or 5 hours a night and then sleep 14 on the weekend. I said, dude, you're killing yourself. Try to have good hours sleep. Now, some of you may need that up to 10 hours, but most of us need about 7.5 to 9 hours sleep per night. Okay? So be very strict with your schedule. Exercise. Try to exercise during the day, not right before you go to bed. Okay? National Institute of Health. And yes, meditation actually changes the way your brain works. Meditation is simply breathing in through your nose, out through your mouth. You can listen to music while you do it in a dark room. It's not touchy-feely. Brain scan evidence shows that it changes the way your brain functions in a positive direction. It calms our brain. Okay? Also helps you sleep. Now, if you have problems sleeping, guys, cut out the caffeine. But I need caffeine in the morning. I can't function. You can't function because you're not sleeping. Caffeine stays in your system for 24 hours. Not 12, not 8, 24. So if you have problems sleeping like I do, we can't afford to drink caffeine. We can't. If you're addicted to it, then go to 90% caffeine, then to 80, then to 70. Keep dropping it week after week and drink water while you drink caffeine because it's a diuretic. Make sure you're eating enough. If you didn't eat enough during the day, guess what? Your brain says you can't eat, or you haven't eaten enough. You can't sleep. You haven't eaten enough, so you can't sleep. That's what your subconscious brain is doing. If you haven't eaten 3 good meals that day, the worst thing you can do is like, I'm going to eat a really, really big meal at midnight. Steve Ford, one of the world's best nutritionists, says if you haven't eaten enough that day and you really can't sleep because you're hungry, then just have a little bit of chicken, have a little bit of turkey. Don't eat sugar. Don't eat the starches. That'll keep you up. Chicken and turkey has tryptophan, but don't eat a full meal of it. Like one day I didn't eat quite enough. I was kind of hungry. I had a few bites of chicken. What does that do? Number one, it confuses my brain that I've actually eaten. Oh, my brain says, oh, you got something in your stomach. Plus, the chicken has tryptophan. Helps me sleep. So do that. It's a little trick. But the best thing you can do is eat 3 good meals in the day. Finally, the biggest meal we skip is breakfast. Don't skip breakfast. Immediately have some cereal, have an energy bar, a protein shake. If you're used to not eating breakfast, you're devastating your system. It's devastating. You haven't eaten in 12 hours from the night before or 14. Your system shuts down. Eat breakfast. I know a guy who lifted weights and lifted weights and lifted weights. I'm not getting any bigger. Dude, you're skipping breakfast. You can lift weights until doomsday. It's about nutrition. Okay? It also interferes with sleep. Eat breakfast. Okay? Don't eat too late. There's my reference technology. I'm going to say it again, guys. Almost 100% of millennials are addicted to their cell phones. I'm convinced of that. You can look at the studies if you want to, but Psychology Today states that cell phones actually interferes with melatonin. So does computers, so does TV. Your bedroom is for 2 things, sleep and one other activity, and that's it. Keep the cell phones away. Keep the technology out of your room. Even just having a computer in your room or having a TV in your room interferes with your sleep. Even when somebody says, but I never turn it on. You're tempted to turn it on. You're thinking about it. If, I live in a studio apartment, then keep it as far away as you can. My cell phone wakes me up. Buy an alarm clock. Cell phones interfere with your sleep. Okay. Finally, there's a lot of supplements here. I'm not going to go over all of them. Okay? But it is important to know that people want to supplement their way out of this. They go to the doctor. I need a prescription for my sleep. I need this. I need that. I need a supplement. All the things I mentioned are 10 times more powerful than any supplement. Okay? Eating right, exercise, going to bed at the same time, clean room. Okay? Meditation. All those things are much, much better for sleep. If you've tried all those things, then you can try some natural supplements after that. Here's 15 from the National Institute of Health. I'm just going to talk about the first two. The first one you can take during the day. It's not a sleep supplement, it reduces stress. It's called Relora. You can get it on Amazon, all natural, and it has been proven to chemically reduce cortisol or the stress hormone. So if you're feeling stressed and you tried all these other things, taking Relora can help. It's not a solution, it's an aid. Melatonin is a sleep hormone. You can try that. Okay? Now, if you tried those two things and they don't seem to be working very well, then you can look up these others, you can study about these others, you can see about these others. It seems that the evidence for the first two are the most powerful. Okay? Never take like 5 or 6 of these at once. I'm just going to take everything because it's natural. That's going to mess up your stomach. Okay? 2 maximum. I take Relora. Cortisol goes up as you get older. We've proven that. So I take 1 per meal. And if I'm having problems sleeping at night, I might take a melatonin. That's it. Now I'll take my multivitamin, but as far as all these sleep aids, that's it. That's all I'll take. These other things are natural. You can look at it. Now, what about prescription medication? If you have truly tried exercising, eating right, cutting out caffeine, meditation, cleaning your room, getting rid of the technology, Relora, melatonin, and you still can't sleep, then of course you can talk to your doctor about a prescription or a sleep study. Or maybe you have sleep apnea. You can look at this medically. I hate for people to go on sleeping pills because they get addicted to it. But having said all that, of course it is an option, and I understand that some people actually need it. But this is what we say about supplements. It's not a solution. It's assisting all the other things that you've done. But the main things that you can do in order to get sleep are all the other things I've talked about. Exercise, diet, and so forth. Okay? I hope you get some rest and relaxation during this time, that you don't have an extra homework assignment. I do recommend you go ahead and get done your paper so you can relax for the rest of the week. And guys, above all, stay safe. And of course, you can call me still if you have any questions. Okay, talk to you soon.